he pulled up. All right, welcome back, everybody. Another Sunday market outlook. Are we in a recession? Did you guys see the news this week? Every single channel I turn on, whether it's Yahoo, Bloomberg, or CNBC, they're calling for some kind of recession. They're saying that consumer spending is falling off a cliff, and this is it. The worst drop in the S&P 500 in over 17 months. Roy, my phone has been blowing up all week asking me if we're entering a recession and if everybody should be careful. The honest answer is, we've been going over this for 2 months, 3 months, right? The podcast I'm about to drop with Bob Elliott is going to break down probably 3 hours of reasons that no one wants to hear about. 3 hours of reasons that no one wants to hear of why the economy is not going to crash. So I think that we're doing all right. We'll walk through some of the fundamental reasons of why we're not in a recession, but I do want to walk through a big piece of what could cause the recession, which is this panic. All right. In the Forex world, George Soros has has a legendary reputation. In the normal world, not so much. His biggest, besides, everyone knows him for the big trades that he's done, making billions of dollars, crashing the Thai baht, or, betting against the Great British Pound and crashing the pound, bankrupting the Bank of Thailand. Insane stuff. What we know him for is the theory of reflexivity, right? Again, nobody read this stuff. There was a prevailing, like when you go to business school today and you want to go get a degree in economics or in finance, in your first 2 years, you'll learn something which is the basis of economics today, which is the efficient market hypothesis. You guys, everyone's heard about this. It's that prices are determined, right, by supply and demand. And this combination of supply and demand, when there's an efficient balance between both supply and demand, you have an efficient market, you have equilibrium, right? And prices are where they're supposed to be because there's balance. The efficient market hypothesis is not real. Guys, I saw this widget where it's like a dog seatbelt that you attach to the collar and then you put it in the seatbelt in the car for the dog. And this thing was selling thousands of units, crushing it. Okay? The price was something ridiculous, like $27. They made up that price. People were still buying it. Now, if enough people stop buying it, then maybe they have to readjust the price, right? Wrong. Look at Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin's price got readjusted because no one was buying shit coins because we had to feed your family. Bread for the kids or dog coin? Okay, people picked the bread for the kids. And then fucking Elon decided to look in its direction. He got a little taste. He caught eyes. He saw Dogecoin. And then all of a sudden the price blew up. There's nothing efficient about that. Okay? And so the difference between the efficient market hypothesis and then like The Alchemy of Finance is one of the best books ever written. This is one of George Soros's books. Look, take all the shit aside. You're a Forex trader. You shouldn't be emotional about this stuff anyways. You shouldn't have an opinion about, keep that shit outside of markets. Go read The Alchemy of Finance. Read the theory of reflexivity. Here's what it says. The market is not this efficient balance where there's equilibrium between supply and demand. That's fucking stupid. All right. I need my refund on every dime I spent in college for this dumb shit. The theory of reflexivity says, imagine you own a restaurant today or a small business. And then all you're hearing is fear of recession, recession, recession. What do you do? So let's say that, you're another business owner, guy's very smart, right? Super genius guy, always reads the Wall Street Journal, went to college. He's got to know a thing or two, right? He's out there telling you, dude, I think there's a recession coming. I'm hearing about it on the news, sentiment, da. And so the business owner's like, fuck, this guy's a lot smarter than me. What if he's right? Business owner stops paying for the Google ads and the Facebook ads that he was running, right? The sign spinner kid that he was paying 15 an hour outside tells him to kick rocks, go home. He's got to cut costs. What if there's a recession coming? I got to prep. And so he's cutting out all these things that are the most expensive, but also yield obviously the highest return. Those college kids that were handing out flyers door to door, kick them to the curb too. Okay, so then what happens? Now he's not making as much money. So now he's got to spend less. He's not spending as much on his merchandise, the produce, all the suppliers, vendors, everybody else is getting paid less. So now the people that got laid off lost their job. The vendors and suppliers are making less money. The restaurants making less money. Now, guess what happens when all this shit happens at the same time? It's a recession. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're scared of a recession, so you stop spending money. You stop spending money, the restaurants and the stores start losing money. They start losing money. They start to fire people to make up for it. They fire people. People don't have a job, so they're not spending money. No one's spending money. More businesses fail, and there's a recession. So there is this reflexive nature where it causes itself. The panic causes another panic. It just keeps panicking until everybody's a clown, and then the whole ship sinks. Okay? That's how things work today. We ain't in a recession. If you look at the structural data points that we look at as metrics for economic health, and if we're looking at a macroeconomic perspective, we're looking at GDP, the growth of the economy. So you're either expanding or contracting. You're looking at employment. Do people have jobs? People got jobs. They're going to keep spending. $27 a carton for eggs. People were still buying it. And there was no eggs on the shelf at $20. People got a job, they'll keep spending. That's what inflation's, inflation is another one. So price stability and currency stability, that's a big one. So we have employment, GDP, inflation, and then what would be another one to add to this list? Those are probably the three most important right now. All right. Employment's almost at record lows. We can look at the Fed data, which we go through every week. We're at 3.7, 3.8% unemployment. The majority of the country that's able, willing, or that's able-bodied, willing, and part of the non-institutional kind of public, goddamn 96% of people have a job. That's a lot. I'll tell you guys, I'm from Lebanon. Right now, the whole country is crashing for multiple reasons, right? There's like a youth unemployment rate of 20-something%. Horrendous. I'll tell you, 3.7% will take. Let's look at GDP. GDP came out, and we have a very important set of news releases this week. We're looking at Thursday is going to be the heaviest hitter. We have advanced GDP. So just so you guys know, GDP is released in three different parts. We have the advanced GDP. There's preliminary, advanced, and final. Preliminary, early estimate, advanced, slightly more data has come in, and so we're able to get a more accurate feel. And then the final GDP number is released about 80 days after the quarter ends, which should give us a pretty good idea of how Q4 performed. I think this is going to be for Q4 of last year. All right. 3.4% was the previous print. 3.4% means the economy is growing at 3.4% a year, which is not bad, especially at the size of the ship. The bigger the ship gets, the harder it is to keep moving forward at a certain speed. And so the fact that we're still able to move at this size, incredible. But now we're expecting a slight revision down to 2.5%. Not good. Not good at all. Not the worst, because a recession is 3 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. Now, guys, my eyes might be fucked up. Does that look like a negative number to you? That sure looks like a positive number to me. How are we 3 consecutive quarters of negative GDP? Yeah, I don't buy it. The only real problem is, number one, the reflexivity, but I don't even think that the sentiment machine is going to be that important in this cycle. Inflation is the big question. So now, could we have a bear market in stocks? The answer is yes, because Jerome Powell has made it clear we might not see any rate cuts this year. What does that mean? Stocks crash for a little bit. Now, because the economy is structurally strong, here's how this game goes. Jerome Powell says no rate cuts. We start seeing this initial decline. Jerome Powell says, but it's okay because things are still looking good. We might have a little bit of a recovery. This is what I'm expecting. And then people realize, wait, no rate cuts means we can't borrow money for free. And we might actually see a second leg of this move down. And then as the market starts to drop lower, all of the hedge funds, the AI funds, like these algorithmic trading funds, the risk parity funds, the high beta funds, all of them start becoming net sellers after a certain percentage loss in the market. And so they all start short selling options, futures, swaps, any derivative contract with margin, making the game so much worse. Market crashes don't happen because a guy sold his like 10 shares of Tesla. These things happen because institutions are trading on high leverage, leveraging their $100 million trade to a billion. And now you have $1 billion of purchasing power moving the market. And you do that across all the big funds. It starts to get pretty messy, right? So they all become net sellers, net sellers, net sellers. Guy wakes up one day at a desk at JP Morgan, right? I'm going to put a bright idea, right? This is what it looks like to have a bright idea. Guy's a bright idea, like, wait, hold on. Everyone's got a job. Wait, retail sales are still coming in strong. Do you guys remember the print from last week? Let me refresh your memory here. Retail sales came out higher than expected. Not the best, but a 0.7%. I'll take that over anything else. I'll take that over a negative print for damn sure. Core retail sales is up as well, 1.1%. Okay. Jerome Powell did say a few things that I think troubled the market, but like I said, bluffing. So guy at JP Morgan has this wild idea, realization. Wow, everyone's still got a job. Inflation has not run away. We're not going into a Venezuela style disinflation, or sorry, hyperinflation. The war between Israel and Iran is 200 rockets that all got shot down, and a couple of little show of force for the people to not revolt around the government. You know, the Israelis would eat their leader alive if they don't respond when they get attacked. Same with the Iranians, right? Khomeini, tons of support. Incredible. But they bomb your embassy and you don't send over rockets, your people are going to eat you alive. That's why they're doing the show of force stuff. If it genuinely escalates, we're going to know instantly because the alarms are going to sound in every country. There's going to be a Security Council meeting and it's going to get serious. We're not there. It's all show of force. So once this guy realizes the economic situation is stable, we're not in World War III, and the Fed is prepared to print money in case anything happens, that's when we see the full recovery back up. That's my expectation. How low can we go? I have no idea. I'll be buying this week just like I was buying last week. And Christine asked an incredible question. Roy, at what point are you going to start selling? Never. At what point has the stock market been bearish? You could point to 3 to 6 months in any given period between 2001 and 2008 and 2018 and the 2020 COVID crash. And you can point to these periods. The stock market's bullish historically, forever. That's just the way it is. I wasn't allowed to say this as a wealth manager. I'm allowed to say it now because it's the most obvious observation. Let's keep going back. How long has the market been bullish? Right? The crash of 2022 was the biggest one. This is when we ended the 14-year cycle of money printing. This was obviously going to be a big market shaker because you had 14 years of the party rolling. Banks are borrowing for free. Music labels are borrowing from the banks for free as a prime lender. Everybody is borrowing for free. Look at what Amazon built their whole business. Apple, Tesla, people built their business on 0% interest money from these banks. And they were just making 20%, 50% returns just building a business. That party stopped in 2022. Now, when they realized that, like, okay, we're not going to have this like crazy rave party and everybody's fucked up and the drugs and the alcohol, we might not have that, but we're not going to die either. And once we realized that we're not going to die, that's where things started to kind of pick back up. A little bit of instability happened because money was moving out of Europe over to America because who the fuck is going to keep their money in Europe today? Name one country in Europe that's got their shit together. I know there's Europeans watching this, and I know you're probably butthurt. All right? I got love for the Scandinavian countries. I got Eastern Europeans doing great. Spain, you're telling me Spain is the gold standard? You're telling me Portugal's got it together? Who's going to come save the day? Is it Italy? Is it Greece? Oh, God. Right? Fucking austerity measures. Who's going to come save the day? Is it Germany selling out their energy dependence to Russia in the middle of a war? Who? They started beef in the middle of an energy crisis when they're dependent on Russia, and now they're overpaying Russia and funding their war. Imagine funding your ops. Imagine funding your ops. Isn't that crazy? Imagine you need to buy tires, and the only place you can think to go to is the guy that you're beefing with, and now you're making him rich because the price of tires went up. You're making him rich. Now he's rich. Now he's hiring more goons to come for you. That's what we're doing. And guess what? As the price of oil keeps going up, we're also funding Iran's war. Because guess what Iran and Russia's biggest exports are? Yeah, guessed it. It's oil. So the price of oil goes up. These guys have more money. They're building nuclear weapons. They're hiring more, mercenaries. They're buying more equipment for their troops. They're getting ready. So these are a few risks. But I genuinely see a recovery. I'll be buying at 19,906 or 16,906. I'm going to run through the trade ideas I'm looking at for this week. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Drop a like on the chat if you guys are watching below. Just drop a like. Some people are going to watch this later because I know we started an hour early today, caught people off guard. It happens, right? It was either canceling the stream or doing it an hour later, and guess which one I guess, or an hour early. Guess which one I chose? It was a quick choice. He said Norway. Ray, Viva Mexico. All right. But we also got problems down south too. So that's why we got to fucking focus on our own border. Hey, Roy, do you check out company or earnings at all? No. I do for the Magnificent Seven. That's about it. He says, you are one hardworking man. You already know. If you guys haven't checked out the recent interviews we've done with TradingView and at the New York Stock Exchange, they're on the channel. Check them out, right? A little bit of support. Drop a like on those videos too. I know that the supercar stuff gets the 100,000 views and gets all the likes. This is TradingView's executive giving us inside info on how things work. Everyone, the biggest question that we get today is what broker should I use and what platform, should I get on? Just hear it from TradingView. Guys, we're using TradingView right now. I spend more time on this website than almost any other website. Not even almost. It's for a damn fact. Right? So let's hear it from them directly. Here's my two buy zones for NASDAQ. I am expecting a pretty deep push. What I think will happen is we're going to blow through the 900 level, recover. If we crash, then I'll buy again at 16,500. If we violate this low, then I'm going to draw my support and wait for the next level, which will be 15,800 or something like that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, those are the two zones I'm watching for buys, 16,900 and 16,500 if this level breaks. Any questions, comments, concerned? Now, this is a higher time frame daily trade. So when the market ends up here, I'm going to scale down to the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 30-minute, and I'm going to find a shorter time frame trade opportunity in that zone. So I'm not going to look at this on the daily, and I definitely am not going to have a 350-point stop loss. That's for damn sure. But will I scale down? And for the Chart Addicts members, am I going to look for the heartbeat? Am I going to look for the heartbeat right at that zone? The answer is yes. Unequivocally, yes. Undeniably, undisputedly, yes. And speaking of undeniable and undisputed, Walter, what am I about to say? Speaking of undefeated, undisputed, what am I going to say? He said the magnet. No, I'm talking about Ryan Garcia, my baby. I'm talking about the fucking problem child. I'm talking about Buddy went out there and sparked Devin Haney back, right? All that goofy shit they were talking about, bro. I haven't taken a sip of alcohol in 75 years. About to fucking turn into they were trying to judge Ryan Garcia for going through a genuinely difficult time. They were trying to clown him. They said, oh, he's got drug problems. Oh, Ryan's an alcoholic. Buddy sold the shit out of the fight, convinced everybody that he was not capable of doing the things that he needed to do to be great. Walked in there, showed what greatness is about. Price is king. Threw that up there. Knocked Devin Haney down. Crooked refereeing. That's what I was going to say. But you're also right. The magnet indicator is, come on now. This is the close runner-up. If there's anyone that can beat Ryan Garcia right now, it's the magnet indicator. Okay, super secret magnet indicator, the most reliable, consistent, and accurate indicator in the game. Can't find it anywhere because it's exclusive for Chart Addicts members only. We're breaking levels. All right. New levels, new devils. We have one more kind of resistance to break right here at the 107. We break the 107 and we're headed to 107.5. At 107.5, I believe that we break through, retest, and then continue to the upside. But 107.5 is the last stop for the magnet. We've been tracking this thing since early November. Those books tell you can't predict markets. No, tell them, cross that out, say you can't predict markets. Mark Douglas. All right. I can. All right. Okay, maybe not. RIP Mark Douglas, absolute legend. Looks like US30 is already recovered. Wow. Full recover. What the hell happened here? What the Oh, got it, got it, got it. Okay. This was the buy that we were looking for. Break, retest, came up, broke the highs, hit take profit, came all the way through. Chart Addicts members, what type is this? What model type is this? Let me know in the Zoom call. If there's a couple of you guys that haven't finished your exam somewhere in the YouTube comments, let me know. Let me know what type, what model type is this? All right, welcome back, everybody. Another Sunday. See it loaded up. He said we got three. Okay. He said one. He said two or possible three and tap. We got way too many, way too many. This is the tap and whoa. This is very extended. Okay. You can tell because look, always compare the size of the fakes to both sides. The first break of that region, very small. The second break, super aggressive. That's how you know it's that type three. So in the type three, you got to go big, big, big picture to try to find a higher time frame zone to buy from, or just very, very simply, you can buy on the break back in and then on the retest back in. Either way, you can always use that strategy, but for this one specifically, that's how you tell. So this is the whoa, where did price go? Okay, remember number one, break the floor. Number two, tap and go. Number three is the oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not even gonna. Oh, whoa, whoa. Almost gave out the. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sheesh. Sheesh. Almost gave out the sauce. Wow. Okay, so what are we looking at tomorrow? Quick retest, 61. Doesn't get easier than this now, does it? When it all lines up like this, guess where I'm going to put my take profit top to bottom? 88.6 right there on the support. Oh my God. Can't even make this up. Actually, I probably could with my imagination. Come on now. Come on now. That is the ugliest trade I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys. This one-to-one trade is horrendous, to say the least. Probably get a 1.4 out of it. If it breaks down to this lower level, that'd be ideal. 37,470. If we can actually break through that daily support just a wick and close back above, that'd be ideal. But if not, it's gonna have to be this. And this is just horrendous. I don't even know what to say. That's real. Oh, laughing at me in the chat. This is real. Garcia whooped that. He said, whoop that astronaut. Bro, that's crazy. Antonio said the magnet. You already know the deal. I don't know about undefeated. C4, is it? But when has the magnet ever been defeated? When has the magnet ever been defeated? Brother, even gold popped off. Did you all see this gold retest? Did everybody see the gold retest after we covered it last week? Do I have to pull out the receipts and do the thing? I'm not gonna do it today. I'm not gonna do it. Did you guys see Bitcoin hit the ideal? Guys, did we see Bitcoin? Have I literally am I just that nice? Am I just this nice? No, I'm gonna have to pull out the receipts for this one. I'm gonna have to pull out the receipts for this one. This is 324. Okay. I was looking at the Bitcoin halving right there. What's that price say? That's 60,800, right? That's the cross point. We got the Bitcoin halving, and then we have that price at 60,800. We're looking for that price to come back and get hit. Look at this. This was last week. This was 2 weeks ago. We're looking for that move down to 60,800. Let's not get it twisted. 60,800, looking for the move down at the Bitcoin halving, and then looking for the pump, right? People get excited after the halving starts to pump up. And then what happens? We're going to get a fucking crash. It's a recession fears, right? Reflexive. Did the whole thing. It's reflexive. We're gonna crash down around 50,000. That's where I'm looking to pick up as much Bitcoin as I can. If it dips below 50,000, hallelujah. If it doesn't, at least I'll have a plan to pick up the pieces. What happened? They say we can't predict markets. No, they can't predict markets. Guys, people, we're already getting that pump up. After we get this pump up, we're going to head around the 70,000 region and then start to make that descend down. It's going to be a slow and painful descent. It's going to be slow and painful. Oh, maybe this is the bull run. 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 Oh, right? And we're here at Chart Addicts. Buy the dip, buy the dip, more Solana, Telcoin on the wave, Cardano in the bag. And then around November, new bull run starts, and you're either rich or you're broke, and the choice is yours. Super secret magnet indicator is undefeated. C4, watch yourself. Okay? Too accurate. So I was talking about Garcia, not the magnet. The magnet always comes through. The magnet indicator could fight Gervonta Davis. Okay? Undefeated, undisputed, Floyd Mayweather-esque in its quality. You guys can go back to the old live streams and look at the gold trade. Am I really going to go back for the receipts? Is it my ego? Is it just the truth? I don't know. Check out this Prop Wars video I just put out. Oanda versus IC Markets. I told him, Pierce, what the hell is going on? You know these guys. They kicked out the small guys. They kicked out the funded trader and MFF and everyone. And now we see Oanda with Oanda Labs. And IC Markets is starting their own offshore entity. What the hell is going on? Let's listen to his response real quick. And if you guys like this, I'm going to show you guys like a minute from the clip. If you guys like this, go check it out right after the live stream. And make sure you guys drop a subscription. We just broke 50,000 subscribers. Now, we're going to do something special, but 50,000 is not really a milestone for us. We're going to hit 100,000 by August 1st. That's our goal. 100,000 subscribers by August 1st. And so that's when we'll do a serious celebration. We might give away 10 VIP tickets to the summit. We might go crazy. Right? That's $30,000 worth of tickets we might just give away when we hit 100,000 subscribers, get that plaque. I'm going to play a minute of this clip. If you guys like it, go check it out after this stream.
Side of things that it is for sure obvious to a lot of the brokers and the commercial side of things that this prop world is a significant business. And I think a lot of these success stories that we've seen in recent time have been a result of brokerages not being like caught flat-footed, but essentially being caught flat-footed. Like they really didn't see this market, coming. And all of a sudden you have these Top Step is a partner that we've worked with for some time in Chicago, and we licensed them a lot of our technology. They basically came out of nowhere. I mean, they've been grinding for years and years and years. Business has actually been around for a long time, but they switched their model slightly, and all of a sudden it's hockey stick growth. A lot of brokers are aware of that, and they do see this kind of new generation of investors who want to have these kind of combines or competitions or things like this. That takes a long time for a broker who's a very regulated entity to make a move or a shift in that direction. But safe to say, now that they do realize the size of that business, it is for sure coming. On the retail side of
So that's the push. He said once they realized how much money it was making, bro. They realized how much money these affiliates were making, how much money was getting thrown around, and they were like, hold on. These guys are eating our lunch, right? Everyone who should be signing up for an onshore broker, they were losing their money to the offshore brokers at first. And so they got mad and they went and told the regulators, hey, these offshore brokers are, not doing nice things. And so they went after the offshore brokers. And so what happened? The offshore brokers transitioned, they did the surgery, right? They transitioned over to the prop firms. Oh, I'm a prop firm now. I identify as a prop firm. What? So, which is allowed in the States. And so basically the prop firms were eating the major brokers' lunch because they got the surgery. And they just basically were able to play in their sports. That happened. That's literally verbatim what happened. And so the big players are doing the same thing now with the prop firms. They're like, hey, those guys are not doing nice things. And then everyone's going to hop in. And then what's the next wave after the prop firms? It's going to be these sort of like these trading platforms, the MetaTrader alternatives that are operating as their own brokerage, right? Those are going to be the next big wave. Just throwing that out there. You'll see a lot of affiliates for those coming up in the next 12 to 18 months. Any questions, comments, concerns? Don't trade UJ if you love your account. Bank of Japan, obviously going through a lot of temper tantrums. The size of these wicks, not for me. You'll get liquidated if you trade this pair. Unless you're scalping or unless you're in and out, you have a clear system of taking profits. Don't just sit there and buy and hold. All right, NASDAQ, very clear, 16,900, 16,500. Any questions, comments, concerns, or what's the deal? I always look forward to your Sunday market outlooks. Ashanti, that's because you have some sense. You got a good head on your shoulders. You have a great perspective on life, and you know value when you see it. So drop a like, and then make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button. Last reminders, NAS Masterclass getting moved from April 24th. We're moving the dates to May 1st. May 1st. Make sure to grab your seat. We will have a promo code for anybody that shows up to this next free webinar on Wednesday. If you're interested in the masterclass, you guys want some more information on the class, show up on Wednesday. If you're ready to grab your tickets or your seats to the NAS Masterclass, make sure to head to the description below to grab those. All right. Happy, safe trading. Take it easy. Peace. I like Top Step. Haven't used them, but keeping an eye on them for sure. Okay. He said, nah, keep yapping, Roy. I'm just getting started. I could go crazy. You guys want to see what the after hours of the stream looks like? This is what happens when we're supposed to get off the stream and I don't do it. Now I feel like this is like the teacher after class, right? All proper and whatnot. The second the class day ends, you're just chilling there. A couple people sitting in the classroom. He's like, oh, what the fuck? And you're like, oh my God, the teacher just said a curse word, right? Or like this is like what it's like when you see your teacher at the grocery store. You guys ever done that? You ever seen your teacher? You ever ran into a teacher at a grocery store? What are you doing out here, right? What are you doing normal people, just having a life? Yeah, isn't she supposed to be grading a paper somewhere, right? Just it's weird. But then you have like a real convo. You're like, that's a real person. Like, that's not Mrs. Smith. Like, they really out here shopping for Campbell's soup. Like, that's crazy. I don't know where this was going. Okay. What else is going on? Like, bro, we really just broke down all the news events for the last and next 2 weeks. What's happening with the economy, whether we're in a recession or not, went around the globe to every foreign currency and checked out the exchange rates, went ahead and fucking gave you the exact prices of where NASDAQ and these other pairs are going to reverse from, right down to the last decimal. What I do? What I got to do? What's the deal? Just gonna sit here and fuck around for a little bit? What do you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about that robbery? I've never watched a preliminary card in my entire life for boxing. Watch that fucking Ryan Garcia prelim card. Whoever that ref is needs to be in prison, bruh. That's straight to jail. Somebody gulagged that fucking ref. Somebody gulagged the judges. They had fucking Ray Charles and they had fucking Stevie Wonder as the judge. They grabbed three people from. They grabbed that dude from Foot Locker. Said, "Oh, he got it. He got the stripes on. Maybe he could be a ref. Let's just put this guy in there." Buddy, what? They had the fucking. No, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna say that. Oh no, I can't even say it out loud. Okay. No, I was gonna say the Helen Keller handbook because it would just rolled off the tongue. I had to say the joke. It was right there. It was clearly, guys, he got robbed. I went back and counted the punches, right? It wasn't even close. It was like 107 and like 90. That ref definitely put his house on Haney. Yeah, I mean, if you go to the back and you see them training, you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, Devin Haney looks like a killer. Devin Haney looks like it, right?" And then you see Ryan Garcia listening to Ludwig van Beethoven. You guys want to know why? Because Ryan Garcia is so good. The only thing that can stop him is himself. Do you guys understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I relate to Ryan on a spiritual level. He's my spirit animal right now, showing people how fucking to keep their fucking mouth shut about greatness. You guys understand? He was listening to Beethoven because he's the only thing that can beat him. If he gets in his own head, he starts to kind of let the nerves get the best of him, starts to overthink. It's the same with trading. You're gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, all right, I gotta risk 1%, and I gotta make sure you're sitting there 1%, 1%. Make sure you don't right. You're in the locker room getting ready. No, you gotta get fucking flow with it. Start your day off with some good music. Start your day off right. Get loose." So Ryan Garcia was in there trying to channel that performance mind state, the free flowing access between the subconscious mind and the prefrontal cortex, your conscious mind, all the things you've ever learned, the muscle memory, everything can just have a free flowing access. You can do it in real time. That's the flow state. He was getting in that flow. Devin Haney was in there with his dad in his ear, like, "You're gonna fuck him up, son. You're gonna fuck that kid up." And shut that soft ass shit up, right? 3 knockdowns. Oh my God. All right. Said I got a 1 to 4.5 R&R on Ryan last night on the Hard Rock betting app, legal in Florida. A 1 to 4. That's rock solid considering he was the favorite. You said that crown though. Look, Christ is king. I'm gonna just throw it that way. Christ is king. I think we got to notice. Ain't calling another man king, especially not somebody that, you know what I'm saying? You can't grow facial hair, but I can't call you a king. It's just crazy to me. That's just wild. Is that wild? Right? If you look like no, 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 I'm not gonna do it. Because I fuck with Ryan, but there's a, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can get it, bro. Okay, so we're not in a recession, but then again, over the next 5 to 10 years, y'all, there are a lot of big structural issues. I might have to do a whole stream, probably on the weekends or at night, talking about the upcoming crisis that's going to hit the United States over the next 5 to 10 years. And the global crisis is going to be 10 times worse, but there's going to be a big opportunity for change and for progress. So if you're on the right side of history, you get to be wildly successful during these big changes. And then obviously being around the right communities, the right information, that's how you get there. If you're gonna choose to ignore the shit because your girl wants to go to fucking Belize or some dumb shit, you're gonna keep spending money and not buying crypto and just letting inflation eat you alive. Don't be complaining when you both still have a job in 10 years and like you can't really keep up with the spending. Like this is real life. You got a choice here. You're either gonna own assets and take advantage of this inflation and just become stupid dummy rich like the people that bought a house for 200K and sold it back for 800 grand a couple years later during the pandemic, right? When housing prices just blew up. You've been holding this house for fucking 8 years, and then in 1 year it just blows up. Like this is what inflation does. It's a massive growth. People have been holding gold for God knows how long. 3 years later, it's worth double. You've been holding gold for about a century, right? It finally paid off. So that's the thing. You're going to own assets because when the ship crashes, you're going to have the tools to be rich as fuck. If you're going to not have any assets, all you're left with is your salary is shit, and you're going to be having high prices at the store. Your salary won't keep up with inflation. You'll be dependent on the government, uh, like a socialist state. We got 2 paths. I'm gonna have to do a whole session on that. Until then, we'll just stay focused. Said Ryan was the favorite. I thought we don't get slipped in futures. I just got slipped 100 ticks. If you're trading around market open, you're gonna get slipped, buddy. You're trading futures, which are regulated. That's like, brother. It's Sunday. You're gonna get slipped on a Sunday. What are we? What is this? What is this fucking elementary school? What is this fucking day? What are you, a fucking amateur? He said, I got one gold contract opened up negative $1,000. Wow. Yeah, that's what you get for trading on a Sunday. What are you, what people? What the fuck? You gotta be joking. This is the basics of trading is understanding session times, understanding how price reacts around those session times, and how your broker charges you fees depending on when you trade. You trade around news, session overlaps, you hold the trade through the sessions, or over the weekend, there are fees to pay. The fee is either going to be commission, swap, slippage, or spread. You understand? The broker is going to get their money somehow. And if they can get away with it by using some excuse, they will. So the market open, gap down. Look, all I'm gonna say is this is why I don't trade Sundays, because that sounds like y'all's problem. And I'm over here living in peace, in the best peace of my life. And then everyone's gonna be like, Roy, that's so insensitive. The guy's clearly going through a hard time. Why are you sitting here flexing that you're in peace and he's not? Because ain't nobody put a gun to his head and make him trade on a Sunday. This is the beauty. I'm living good. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I got a shit ton of work to do, but I'm still not going to be worried about a trade. And then tomorrow I'm going to wake up, bang, bang, 10 a.m., 10:15 a.m., wait for that market retest, get my TP1, TP2, get a 2 to 1 R, walk away for the day, and and keep crushing it. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, fxsummit2024.com. Grab your early bird tickets. The date change is officially announced. Emails have been sent out. They should be at you guys' inboxes shortly. If they're not, keep refreshing. They'll be there. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, reach out to us or don't. Right, whatever you want to do. Right, the problems specifically. You know. Or if you have any problems or concerns, the concerns and the complaints, you guys can probably hold those jokes. But if you guys have any problems with your accounts, obviously reach out to us. The team is ready to help. NAS Masterclass, link is in the description. Take it easy. Happy and safe trading. Peace. He said it's not